Okay, hi. So we will be talking about lambda functions. So basically, you might have used functions like, as we saw in previous session, we saw to add two functions. We put as return a plus b, right? So this will define a function a plus b. Then I will define maybe two variables, x equal to 10, y equal to 20. Then I will say z equal to add x comma y. Then if I print z, it will return me as 30, right? This is a basic functions, right? So now what is the properties of this function? Like this function is having a name, right? Add, so you can use it as much as you want from anywhere. If you call a add function, this function will get invoked. Then it is having two parameters a and b, and it will do some operation and then it will return a status. Now this is like something like a reusable piece of code, a function that we have implemented right like this. Now suppose I want the function at a particular place for a single instance. I want to do something with my function. So then if I define a function like this with a name, so I define something, a one-time operation which I want to do, and I define it with a name, then I am just adding a function just for a single place where it is there. So the function may be like this, just a single line function. So for that, I will just have to add additional overhead of defining a named function add-on. So lambda function is basically a unnamed function that you are calling in a instance wise. Like you can call where you are defining the lambda function. You cannot call it from any other place. Now the second thing is I told that it is an unnamed function. So how you will define it? So you cannot use any name as by definition lambda functions are unnamed functions. So we will see how we can define lambda function and some particular use cases where that is useful. So suppose I say I have a list one, which is like having my some characters, maybe A, B, C. So suppose I want to make a list two, where I have the I need the characters in list one, but in uppercase, right? So had it been a string, I could have, if my string one was same thing, similar to thing, ABC was in my string, then I could have just defined string 2 is equal to string 1 dot upper. Yeah. Then if I give string 2, I got it in uppercase. Now suppose I want to do it with the same thing in list. I have different options. One is I can use a for loop, like for I in list one, or I will first show a non-Pythonic way and then come to Python. So I can just define a list two as an empty list. Then I will do for I in list one, list two dot append I dot upper. Then I will just print list two. So this will give me the same thing, right? But this is not an efficient way to implement this. So or you can even I can use a list comprehension, like list 3 equal to I dot upper for I in list 1, right? So this is like a more Pythonic way of implementing this, but as you can see, this is also not the most efficient way to do this, right? Because our example was very straightforward. That is why in the line 9 that you can see it is very simple. But the ideal way would be to use a map function, right? So the map function, if you want to use, you can define it like maybe list 4. Now suppose my case example was very simple, and I the list I dot upper for I in list 1 list comprehension method was very easy. But suppose I am having a very large data set or a very large thing, list comprehension is not a memory efficient thing. So a more memory efficient thing is a map. So we will see how we can implement this with a map, and then I will see how the lambda function is implemented there.
Hello.
Separating map, yeah.
Do you have recording
Yeah,
option?
I'm having.
Please.
Yeah. So then I'm having like a map. So I can I'll show two ways first. First, I will show writing a function in a map. Then I will show how I can write with a lambda function. So I will just define like upper, convert to upper of x. I will return x dot upper. So I define a function like this. Then in my map, I make list4 equal to map, and I pass it the function like convert to upper, and I pass the array that I want to change. That is in our case list1, right? So again, if I print list4, I got we again got this. So it is still a map. So we can convert it to a list here, so that we get the output as a list format. So now if I print again, I got the same thing. So I am like telling, I already told the three ways to implement this. Now the most efficient way, now you can see the function convert to upper is just doing a simple thing of x dot upper. But for that I had to name a function convert to upper and then use that. So that is not like the most efficient way to implement this. Then we will go one more step and see a more efficient way to do this using lambda function. So I will write list4 equal to list map. Then I will write lambda x dot. I will explain this in a short way. So then I will give the my list1, list5 we will name it. Then we can just print list5, right? So again we got the same output. So if you see, we will compare each of these methods and what is the pros and advantage. Then we will see. So first, what we did it using a for loop without using any of this comprehension or something. We just iterated through the list for each element. We converted that to uppercase. So that is like the least preferred method to implement such a thing. Second thing, what we did, list comprehension. So over the list, we put it inside a array and we did list comprehension and we converted it there. So that is like maybe the second least preferred way. Now the third one that we saw is directly we defined a function convert to upper, then we use that in a map. So that is like okay function. Like, but the only problem there is I had to define a single line function which is not required anywhere else. So like that, in terms of my code utilization, I unnecessarily added a function. So the most Pythonic way to do this is what we implemented last, using a lambda function. So I will explain here what this lambda function does. So and how I am defining. So to define that it is a lambda function, I have to use the keyword lambda. So that it informs the Python interpreter that the function which is following this is an unnamed function and it is valid only for this current line. So then I am passing one input argument which is called x. So similar to our x here. Both are one and the same. Here we to a named function we are passing x. Here we are passing to a lambda that is an unnamed function the value x. And what I am doing here, I am doing return the upper x dot upper. Same thing, same operation, single line operation I am doing here x dot upper. Then that is the other than that the map syntax is same as the earlier case. Then I have to pass the list on which I want to do this mapping. So that way I get the list5. So now this is a simple case. Now let's see a somewhat more complex case with two variables or something, right?
Hello.
Yeah, if you
Here,
have doubt, you can ask Amrit.
here map. You wrap that element map, right?
Yeah.
Is that map will iterate each element
No, no,
ABC?
no map. The use of map is just like what you have learned about dictionaries in Python, right? So we will have like a key value pair, right, in dictionary, right, Amrit?
Yes.
Yeah. So corresponding to each key, we will have a value. So map can be like compared to that in that you tell that you have something from the map. You are taking your values from one space to another space. So suppose you have uh, a list with the keys. Assume you have another thing you want to map. You want to change that for each value of lowercase letter you want to write to upper, or you want to take from a dictionary. Even a dictionary you can pass here. Suppose I want to find all the keys in a list, then I want to replace them by the corresponding values. So that is also an application of map. So basically we are mapping, right? Mapping means that given one input, we want some do some particular function or operation on that to give a different set of output which is in another space. So this net set of operations is called mapping, and map is a function that can be used to implement. So basically you can assume like you have a function, some set of values which are in one vector space or something. So you are using a map function. Basically you are transforming it to some other function, like when you go to matrices and all. Okay, that will be, you will be learning in advanced Python and all. So that or even when you are learning NumPy. So there you can see like we are having concept of vector spaces, that a vector 5 plus 5 comma 3, you have to move to another vector, like 2D space to 3D space, right? Assume you have everything in a two-dimensional space. Now you want to convert it into a three-dimensional space. So basically a two-dimensional space, how we will represent with an x and y, right? Suppose a square. A square we can define by the length and the width. Now suppose we want to define a square in 3 dimensions. Then we want to have x, y, z. So we will define it as x, y and z may be equal to 0 or z equal to 1. So that is kind of a mapping operation. So the map in Python also does a similar kind of thing. I hope I could convey you, right? You got the idea, right? General idea, right?
Is that parameter or argument? Lambda
Which one,
x
yeah?
is before colon.
Before colon, yeah, that is the argument, like same as the lambda x is same as our named function convert to upper x. Instead of convert to upper 9, I am just using the keyword lambda, and the argument x is passed as x here. If I have two arguments x comma y here, that will come here, x comma y, and whatever is inside my function body, that will come in after the colon. So the before the colon it is the lambda, because I am not naming the function. Then the arguments, here it will come in brackets. Here we don't want brackets. Then after the colon, whatever we want to operation we want to do. Now suppose we had some 10 line operation here inside the convert to upper, then that cannot be implemented in a lambda function. Only if you are having a function which you can maybe run in a single line of code, those kind of things only, or even in using a list comprehension or something, with those kind of things only you can do it using this. Now suppose I take one more example for lambda function. So suppose I have a integer array, or maybe an integer list 6, maybe I'm naming. In that the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then I want to make a list 7, where I want to like find the square of each of these elements. So one thing is the number, you can easily use that. You can just convert it to a number array, then make it exponential with 2. But I'll just see how it can do it with the similar map kind of function. So basically we will say lambda with lambda function. We will have to have a lambda, same format. I am having one variable. I want the square of each variable. Then what is the input parameter? So again same list 6. Then if I print list 7, so I get the square of each of the parameters in this, right? Now suppose I want to do something in two ways. This is the same as earlier case, just that instead of string I am operating on a numerical integer type list. Now suppose I want to do something more complex with two variables. Okay, let's say for example what can you think of something using two variables, add or x comma y. Okay, let's see. So we will say list 8 equal to another 2, 3, 7, 9. So I'm not sure whether this will combine. Anyway, we can see. Oh, then maybe I will define list 9 as list map lambda x comma y, x plus y, comma list 6 comma list 8, Then let's print list 9. Okay, so that worked, right? So I am having I define list 6 here. Then I define list 8 here. Then now suppose I want to have another list which is the sum of these two lists. Then we can use our earlier add function, right? We can iterate over the entries of each list. I will show that also just for completeness sake. So I can write like for x comma y in, I will use something like zip list 6 comma list 8. I will just use a list here, list 10 equal to empty list. Then I will just write list 10 dot append add x comma y. Then if I print list 10. Okay, so this you see this in line 21, whatever you are seeing, that is like how we can implement the addition of two lists integer list using the add function that we defined earlier. So and you saw that it is having some 3-4 lines, and then again in add function we are using a named function with the 2 lines. The same thing we can implement using lambda functions in the as shown in line number 20. So what we have done here, same way we will show the lambda function first. I am having an unnamed function which is accepting 2 arguments x and y, and I am supposed to return the sum of the two to the output. Then I am passing as inputs. Now since I have defined 2 inputs here, I need to pass 2 inputs to the map function as well. So I am passing list 6 that we defined here and list 8 that we defined here. So finally I am converting that to another list. Then finally when you print, so we will get the same output that we did in this case with a add function, a named function. So if you can see, the same thing that we did with 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of code, we could be able to do with a single line of code with a lambda function.